Hey there YouTube, California Prepper here. This is going to be my video response to PreparedScoutDad100's sub appreciation contest he has going on. Sorry about the noise in the back, guys. I swear they'll stop until I hit record, and then as soon as I do, it goes back on. So this is going to be my video response to his contest he has going on. He's actually asking us a little different of a question. It's actually right up my alley. He's asking us to show him some alternative weapons. When I'm talking about alternative weapons, I mean alternative to firearms, of course. Those of us that don't have our CCW, there are, believe it or not, people out there that don't own guns, and a lot of people can't own guns. So, if you are one of those people, like myself, I can't carry my firearm outside of my home because I do live in California, and they are very strict on the CCWs they give out. So, I had to find some other stuff to keep myself and my family safe when we're away from the home. So, with that being said, me and my wife both have about a similar setup, and I'm going to jump right into it. The first thing, of course, that most people think of when they think of an alternative weapon, of course, is going to be the knife. This is my wife's everyday carry knife. It's a Kershaw Leek. What's awesome about this knife is here on the back, there's a little safety, and you just flip that back, and you'll be able to open it. It's a great little knife. She had me tighten it down because she didn't like the way it flipped out so fast. She would almost always catch herself with it. So she had me tighten it up a little bit so it flips out a little bit slower. That's the way she likes it, so that's the way I left it. She loves this knife, and the awesome thing about this little safety is if you have kids like myself, if they happen to stumble upon mommy's purse and see this beautiful little purple grain knife in there, there's no way they'll be able to get it open. So that's a big plus for me. Good job, Kershaw. Next up, this is my old EDC. This is a nice 440 stainless knife. Has the assisted blade opening. What's awesome about this knife is it has this little lever here. At first I thought it was a safety like on my wife's knife, but it's actually to keep it from locking. Even if you depress the locking mechanism, it still will not close. So if you're doing any cutting or stabbing, you just keep your finger on that lever, and there's no way that it's going to come down and chop your fingers off. That's always been a worry of mine, and it was pretty cool to find that on a no-name knife. It's a pretty sturdy knife for not being name brand, but a good friend of mine actually gave me my first quality knife, which is right here. This is my new EDC. It's a Kershaw Needs Work. It has the assisted opening. It's a very, very sharp knife. I love the straight blade. It's awesome. It's very sharp, and I'm so happy I got this knife. Thank you to my buddy. You know who you are. I really appreciate that. Next up, me and my wife both on our key ring. She carries Saber Red pepper spray. This has a UV ink in it, so if the person tries denying it was them, you put a black light on them and they light up like a freaking glow-in-the-dark mushroom. This here is her flashlight. It's kind of low on the battery, so I need to replace those. It's very bright. It'll blind a bat, I'm telling you. She also has a little pocket knife on her keyring. She used to have a little bit bigger one, but it was too bulky for her, so now she has a little knockoff Victorinox Swiss Army knife, but it's very sharp, and just happy that she actually carries this stuff. Another thing that she carries on the daily every time she leaves is, actually it's this one. This is hers. You can tell by the pink. It is a 900,000 volt stun gun. These are the little tasers, you know, they aren't the ones that shoot off like the cops have. Those are actually $300 to $400, and you have to go through a whole bunch of red tape with them. You have to go through a waiting list, or a waiting period, and have a whole bunch of background checks just like a firearm. And if I'm going to spend $400 and have to go through a waiting period, I'm just going to buy a firearm, you know. So these I got delivered right to my door. No application, no waiting list, no background check, no nothing. Delivered right to my door, and I think I got 5 of them for like $80. So we have a couple of them around the house that we keep here just in case something happens and my wife can't get to the bedroom. There's always a couple tasers and a couple pepper sprays scattered around the house, up where the kids can't get to them, of course, but these are a great tool to have if you can't carry a firearm. They have a little flashlight mode. They have the stun mode. I wouldn't recommend stunning, you know, using them very often because you can burn out the stun cell. What's awesome about these ones is pop out the back just like that, and you plug it in with your cell phone, you know, at night, and keep it charged. You only have to plug these in every, you know, week or two, unless you're, of course, zapping everybody and your dog and everybody else with them. I do not recommend that, of course. 900,000 volts is it's pretty dangerous, so I do not recommend that at all. But these are a great tool to have. Those of you guys that follow my channel know that I'm a cashier at a convenience store, and I work the graveyard shift from 11:30 at night to 7:45 in the morning. And in this economy, being the only one in a convenience store at that time of night is not a good feeling. So I myself carry a taser, I carry my knife, and on my keyring I also have Saber Red pepper spray. I have the flashlight, mine's a little brighter. I carry a ferro rod because I'm trying to hone up on my skills on that. And my little extra knife is a little buck knife that I actually won in the Artisan Toning contest. Shout out to Artisan Toning. Flips out a little toenail knife. This is very sharp, by the way. It also has a bottle cap opener and something else. I haven't figured out what that is yet. But those are on our key rings. These, of course, are on the little necklace key things that everybody has. Everybody in the world has those. But next up is there's a couple of these around my house also. These are bigger bottles, as you can see, compared to the other Saber Red. They're an awful bigger size, which is pretty awesome. These are the home defense bottles, and they all have a bigger stream, bigger capacity. So we have a couple of these laying around the house. Of course, kept up where the kids can't get them. I don't know how many times I have to say that, but people always comment, "Oh, you keep that around where your kids can get a hold of it." No, they are up very high where the kids cannot reach them. My kids are 4 and 3. They cannot reach that high, I promise. Next, these are a couple controversial things. Here in California, there's a very thin line between excessive force and protecting yourself, so you got to be very, very careful. I've heard a couple horror stories of somebody defending their life and themselves being imprisoned for defending themselves for using excessive force for some absolute bullcrap. So unless your life is in absolute danger or somebody's killing your wife, do not grab this. I repeat, do not use this stuff unless it's an absolute emergency. But I do have a couple bottles of bear mace. This stuff is hardcore. If this stuff will take down a bear and get through its fur and keep a bear from messing with you, it's going to take down a grown man or a grown woman, no problem. It has a little safety device up here. You have to pop off the zip tie, then you pop off this orange safety, then you point and squeeze, and it just, I mean, look at all that liquid there. I mean, this is some hardcore stuff. And like I said, do not use this unless it's an absolute emergency, because you will have to defend your actions in a court of law. You know, a DA is going to ask you, you know, well, why'd you need so much excessive force? Why couldn't you use pepper spray? Why couldn't you do this? You know, so you, unless it's an absolute emergency, do not use stuff like that. Also, here in California, this was a gift from me. They're not legal here in California, but if they are in your state, these, I highly recommend these. They are these expandable batons like the police carry. This is a Smith & Wesson model. It was a gift from a buddy of mine. Came in from out of state and brought it to me as a gift. It's a very, very nice. You usually have to pound them on the ground to get them to go down because they're so tight. These things are awesome. I don't know why in California you can carry a knife and a taser and pepper spray, but you can't carry one of these. I guess it's something about blunt force trauma, I guess. It's pretty bad. So, if you can get your hands on one of those and they're legal in your state, I highly, highly recommend carrying yourself a baton. So these are a different array of alternative weapons and tools that I carry and use. If you guys want to see a more in-depth video about this stuff, go over to the California Prepper channel, and I have a better video on all this stuff, so head on over there if you want to check it out. I'll give a couple shout-outs to a couple channels under 200 subs. I'm going to give a shout-out to Ricky Bobby 1099. He currently has 61 subs, and Survival Craft has 76 subs. So those are going to be my two shout-outs. Hopefully you guys go and check them out and kick those subs up for them. And that's going to do it. So that's going to conclude my VR to PreparedScoutDad100 as a sub appreciation contest. Hopefully you liked the video and you guys will come check out my channel. That's going to do it. California Prepper, out.